I want them to know about Matt was that he was a human being, first and foremost, more than a photograph or a story or a victim of a crime.
And he'd be disappointed that we're 24 years later, we're still fighting this battle.
A battle for the LGBTQ community, one the Shepard family knows all too well. It was 24 years ago that Matthew Shepard, a 21-year-old student at the University of Wyoming, was attacked and tied to a fence and left to die because he was gay.
One of the voices you heard, of course, joining us now, Matthew Shepard's mother, the co-founder of the Matthew Shepard Foundation, Judy Shepard. And I imagine for you, we talk about people being triggered and having emotions brought up this week. I imagine for you, it's been a very difficult time these last few days.
It has. It's been really hard. And add that to the traditional Trans Day of Remembrance, it's even harder. And then we have another shooting yesterday. Just incredible.
Yeah, feels like too much. When we talk to maybe a generation that isn't as familiar with Matthew and his story, one of the things that always comes to mind in the documentaries and films is his kindness and genuine acceptance of everyone.
Yeah, Matt was, even at a young age, never understood why somebody had to make somebody else feel worse or themselves to feel better. Categorizing, stereotyping people just never was on Matt's bingo card, so to speak. He never understood it.
Well, his loss so young motivated you. You've become quite an advocate for so many people. And then when you see what happened on this past Saturday night early into Sunday morning, knowing that, you know, all the work you've done to shepherd, among other things, pardon the pun, the Matthew Shepard Hate Crimes Act, the now federal law, do you feel like progress is being made, or do you think there's always a step back every now and then?
You know, definitely progress has been made. We've seen it in corporations. We've seen it. Now we have marriage. The military has addressed it, kind of. We're still dealing with trans issues in the military, but we were on a really good path until 2015. And then the ensuing years since then, hate has just been unleashed. And not just against the LGBTQ plus community, but all the marginalized communities. Race, religion, anybody deemed different by someone else. It's increased dramatically. Hate crimes across the board. It feels very disheartening that we feel sort of like we're back at the beginning right after we lost Matt. So much in the way some folks regard the gay community, not so much legally, but definitely hearts and minds. We feel a step back.
And we keep thinking there is that cathartic moment of change, whether it is Matthew Shepard being murdered and the conviction, or whether it's the Pulse, or whether it's this. You're hoping for that cathartic moment that you think will finally move the needle enough that these things will stop.
You do. I think that's a constant wish on everybody's mind, but even Sunday, Monday, and today, the social media is just alive with hate messages again, propagating the same rhetoric about how the gay community doesn't deserve to be here, that they're less than. It's just heartbreaking to see that and to know that members of the community, they're again just not going to feel safe or welcome.
Well, we know your work goes on every single day as you grieve, always, Matthew and his death. But what would be your message to the people in Colorado Springs? I know they've talked about this safe haven being lost for them. Is there a message of hope or moving forward that you could share to them?
Well, I sincerely want to send my condolences and my sympathies. I know what you're feeling. I know there will be scars seen and unseen forever among everyone who was there that night and everyone that was affected. But my message is one of hope in that don't give up. If we give up and let this send us back, if we let this cause us to retreat, the haters win. We just cannot let that happen. We can't let them win. We are right. We deserve to be here. We deserve equality and at the very least respect for being here. Don't let them win.
Judy, we always appreciate you taking the time to join us. We thank you again for sharing your thoughts with us here today.
Thank you for asking me. Thank you for the invitation.
All right, Judy Shepard joining us. We'll be right back.